Welcome to Intuitive Seek. My name is Mary Train, and as an intuitive guide, energy healer, and meditation teacher, I aim to bring you a grounded approach to all things energy and intuition. Everything I share is with the hope to help you remember how your unique power of intuition is your own greatest teacher. Hello and welcome. Welcome to your Intuitive Week, your energy update for the week of March 23rd. This is the last full week of March as we move into April, midweek next week. How many times can I say week? But, but it does feel like a big one, meaning that everything that we've gone through in this month, especially last week, this week is offering a lot more awareness, a lot of clear vision. And the meditation that I went into for this energy update was very clear and focused. It wasn't full of a ton of different symbolism and visuals and scenes. It was very straightforward almost. So it does feel like this week may mirror that, where there is a straightforward, kind of active, more clear vision way of receiving the energy of this week and moving through it. And just before we dive in, I did want to check in with anyone who is still curious about the key, my journey of healing and transformation and connection. So if one of these spots are for you in April, this is life-changing soul work, and it's different for everyone because it's based upon your unique energy and your path. But the goal is always with practical and grounded results that impact your day-to-day life in quite a profound way. And I call it the key because it's about uncovering and discovering what you already have within you. And it's a signature kind of healing process that I offer that is a blend of modalities that is centered around my intuitive energy healing and intuitive reading and guidance. It's about clearing away energetic blocks and hurdles, about bringing you back to deep connection and clarity, bringing you back to the depth of trust that you naturally have, and remembering that you are always home within yourself and that you have a purpose that can be expressed in so many different ways. And all of that insight is there waiting for you. So if you haven't reached out yet, but you're curious, go to the show notes. There is an application there, or you can just connect with me and we can talk about it. But yes, I always trust and know that these spots are filled with the ones that are meant to fill them. And if that's you, trust your intuition and let's connect about it. All right. And speaking of trusting your intuition, these energy updates, these weekly impressions are all about helping you develop your own intuition. Trust what resonates. Everything that I share, I receive from the deep meditation with the intention to offer us, you and I, insight, guidance, anything that will give us more clarity to remember what we need to know for our highest good for the week ahead. But if it doesn't translate for you, if it doesn't feel like a message, trust that. And in the same way, trust when it does. Use this as a way to build the muscle of your intuition and know that you're listening for a reason and trust that, oh, that's what I needed to hear. All right. So when I opened up the meditation for this week of March 23rd, our intuitive week, right away, the animal came through. And this has happened a few times this year. And I love that shift where it's not in the same way, the same rhythm, which means to me that this is such a different year. And this week is no exception because as soon as I opened up the meditation, the firefly came through, this beautiful light, this winged, gorgeous creature who lights up in its own biology, the bioluminescence. It was beautiful and it was shining so bright. And it felt like, wow, okay, this is a week of hope and inspiration and activation. A light within us, a light within you may turn on this week. Something new is finally ready or is finally activated. Perhaps it has been this whole month where the light within you has been slowly gaining more strength, opening back up, reawakening. This month has been that preparation for this light. And now maybe it's about this week is time to follow it. I really felt seeing this firefly and working with it in the meditation. I felt this activation in our solar plexus. And that really felt like it was moving up into the heart. So that nice kind of channel within our solar plexus and our heart. And it did feel like some of us could use some extra support in this area. So if this is resonating, and even if it maybe isn't fully resonating, this could be for everyone. But if it is resonating for you, imagine right now your solar plexus just a few inches above your belly button. Imagine with your mind's eye, your imagination being the translator for your intuition, imagine it lighting up. Imagine that light expanding out in every direction of your body so that your body begins to glow, that it's illuminated. And then maybe your heart begins to light up too. And then maybe your throat. And then moving back down, maybe your sacral, until you do this and your entire center of your body is glowing like your own firefly. And then as that whole center of your body is glowing in your mind's eye, sit in your light. Just sit there. Keep imagining. Don't worry about what it means or if you're doing it right. Allow, as you're sitting there, allow yourself to receive. Receive some insight or wisdom. Allow something to come to you. Because your light is guiding you. It wants to be seen by you. Your light, it's opening up. It's ready to pour through you and out of you to guide you, to light up every next step that you need to take. And as I'm saying that, it's reminding me of this poem that I wrote a while ago, many years ago, actually now. And it's this poem that came to me so quickly that it felt kind of co-created. And it was before I had fully got back into kind of the swing of my writing. And I was in a very low time. It was a confusing time because that's part of the journey when you're in that deeply dark phase of confusion and no clarity, no light, no vision. When you feel like you have no purpose, that's where I was. And I remember I was in the bathtub because I took a lot of baths to recover from the drain that my day-to-day life was in the work that I was doing. And I was really depressed and very anxious all at the same time. And I felt like I had really missed my time, missed my life, my chances, my potential, missed anything. Anything that I could do something that I enjoyed, I missed it. Missed any opportunity to do something where I didn't need a weekend to recover from. or I didn't need to dream of a vacation to escape from. I wanted a life that I didn't have to escape from, but I didn't really see that anywhere. So I didn't know. I didn't know. Even though I was doing all of these things to support myself, a lot of self development, I was receiving therapy and energy healing and slowly starting to practice these things and a lot of meditation, a lot for quite a few years before that, a lot of meditation. I was even doing art photography, and it was photography of dried flowers that I felt inspired to do, but I hadn't opened up my love of writing yet. I had closed that off for quite a few years. I was almost terrified of writing because I loved it so much, and I was sure that I would not be able to write what I felt I wanted to. It was very complicated. I was doing all of these things, and that's why I'm sharing it because it is cumulative. Like it does build one thing on the next thing, like really trusting what you feel called to do because it might not be the thing, but it may bring you to the thing. So I was doing all of these things, but I was taking this bath and I had my journal there and I was like feeling very down and just trying to decompress from my very long day because it was always much longer than an 8-hour day. And all of the sudden, all of these words started coming to me. And it was this poem. And I hadn't written a poem in years. Early childhood, young adult, like I was writing all of the time. But at this point, no, I had really locked it away. And then this poem came to me, and I was so surprised by the end of it because kind of a nod to an adage from this Leonard Cohen song that I'm sure you've heard of. And it's this idea, this adage, these lines, the refrain from his song Anthem. And it's the words of there's a crack in everything, and that's how the light gets in. And I was surprised because I hadn't been listening to this song. I, of course, knew of it, but it wasn't something that I had focused on at all. It was truly like a manifestation of my intuition. That's what it felt like. So, because the firefly came in immediately in the meditation and then reminded me of this, it felt like, oh, maybe I should share this poem. Maybe it is meant for one of you out there, that it will offer you something. And even as I'm about to read it, I'm getting a little nervous. Isn't that so funny? So maybe I'm saying that out loud because I need to maybe remind you that everything I do, I am always nervous beforehand. Anything I really care about that is from me and my heart, that is part of my light, so to speak, it makes me feel nervous. It makes my heart beat faster. It makes me feel scared. But a lot of that fear is also feeling like fear, but it's actually my power and my life force and the vitality that I have, that we all have. So if you do experience that, see if that's true for you. If that fear is actually more of an unfamiliar feeling of, oh, this is like an expression of my power and my light and my purpose. And that brings me to the name of the poem, which is called Purpose. So here's the poem that I'm speaking about. It's called Purpose. It didn't happen quickly. The change, the work, the clearing. Sometimes it didn't feel like anything was moving. Not forward, not back, standing still. But the cracks that were created had only been hidden, camouflaged by doubt, heat that was mistaken for shame, shame covering the unused, unserved, unnoticed. I felt the heat rise, very fast, illuminating through the cracks. The heat was so bright, it could never truly be dimmed. He once said, "That's how the light gets in." But I saw it differently. That was how the light gets out. So it really feels like I was reminded of that poem, that time, that the firefly came in very quickly for us, that it's about our light, and that this week, our light is getting out. The light gets out and it's ready to illuminate. It feels like something sacred, maybe something big or small, but it's yours. And it's meant, it feels like, to be shared. So really connect to your light this week. What does it feel like? What does it look like? What does it sound like? Detail everything. Like, get creative. This is what you need to remember. Your intuition will guide you because it is not separate from your light. Nothing of you is. The only thing separate is what is in the way. And then the next thing that came through in the meditation was us. So the person in the meditation that represents you and I, looking at ourselves, looking at our eyes and our face and all of us, like looking at us. And I heard, receive yourself. So this could be a week to not only let your light out, but that could activate you receiving more of yourself, meaning self acceptance and honoring yourself and respecting yourself and seeing yourself in a new light. That your light is not waiting to be seen by or in the light of other people, not waiting to see yourself in the reflection of others. Mirrors only work because of light. Our eyes only work because of light. So this could be another way to really connect to your essence, to your light, to that light that is being let out, that you can sit and look at yourself and see your light reflected. Like, put a timer on for 2 minutes and just look, but with love. Look so that you can receive yourself as you are today. Look at yourself with love, because that's what your light is made of. And this feels deeply connected to being able to receive everything else that you're wanting to have and create. It feels tied to self value, but also material value. How much money you want, or how much money you want to hold and have. It feels like a practice that can really help dissolve what's in the way of what you feel you can hold and receive, what you feel you can give and receive. Love and money, self love and value and worth, so that it's all part of the same thing, that it's not compartmentalized. So if this is resonating with you, anything that I shared, if it feels like you could use a boost, like a little extra boost in your self worth and self respect and what you feel like you can receive in love and in money, illuminate the mirror in front of your own eyes with yourself, with your light. And after 2 minutes, just see how you feel. What shifts? What did you realize? It feels like, at least for a few of us, this could be a really, really important thing to do this week. So this week, it does feel like you may have the opportunity to see yourself in the way that other people that love you the way they do, to see yourself like that. And it feels very positive. So if me speaking about this practice, this kind of mirror connection practice, if it brings any fear or resistance, then definitely do it. Do it gently, though. And make sure you're looking at yourself and allowing yourself to blink and move, and so that it doesn't become a different type of practice where you are kind of gazing and distorting your image. No, this is about seeing yourself and your light, not disassociating, but anchoring in. So make sure you're blinking and moving and seeing. And it really does feel like this is a piece of this week, like seeing yourself so that you can also see what's around you, because there may be something in your blind spot that you are not seeing fully. And that could be where the inspiration or the idea or the creativity is, just waiting for you to connect with, because it's already a part of you. It's in you, but you just have to kind of shift and hold it. So, knowing that there is a deep wisdom in your energy, and to be aware of that, and to notice and honor any inspiration or desire that comes up this week, to follow it. Like, what happens when you let go of trying to understand and make every moment make sense? What happens if you let that go and allow yourself to kind of stay just open? What answers have you been searching for that are already around you, but you haven't been able to accept them because you want something different? How can you trust yourself more? And let's get into the theme of the firefly. So, that is what came through the meditation. A lot of facets of kind of the same thing. Your light is being, or having the opportunity to really be let out this week. So, what is your light wanting to shine on? Where is it going? How can it help you? How can it help others? Well, maybe the firefly energy, the themes, can help offer a bit more insight. So, as I share the themes, allow yourself to trust where it brings you in your own life, where it spotlights. And the firefly represents the energy of hope, inner wisdom, creativity, self discovery, freedom, new cycles, welcoming change, inner child healing, self love, showcasing talents, and heart and solar plexus healing. And there was this excerpt from Ted Andrews' Animal Speak of the firefly that felt very connected to the energy of this week. So, again, as I share the excerpt from his book, connect to and trust where it lands for you in your life. Receive the message that is meant for you and trust what it means. So, from Ted Andrews' Animal Speak, fireflies, or lightning bugs, are magical symbols of inspiration and hope. They are the promise of accomplishment through hope and efforts. They remind us that we have laid the appropriate groundwork, and from it will spring great reward. The blinking or flashing of the lights is performed for short periods of time, and each species has a distinct rhythm. It's time to trust in your own rhythms, physical and spiritual. Our hopes will begin to manifest, and our ability to inspire will grow. Fireflies remind us that there are others who will respond to us and who are like us. They flash with similar creative rhythms. They will make their presence known soon, and they will make our life more creative and healthier. Fireflies generate light without heat. The glow emerging from so tiny an animal is sufficient to read a printed page, reflecting wonderful opportunities to make the seemingly impossible a reality. Inspiring wonders that will be flickering and manifesting around us. When the firefly appears, it is a wonderful time to jot down all of those creative ideas that are flickering in our minds through this time. We needn't worry about what to do with them now, for just by taking them out of the mental realm, their creative force is released into our life, and they will provide inspiration that will affect us for a long time in the future. The firefly looks ordinary by day, but by night they sparkle, flickering like a star. They hold the promise of accomplishing our goals. Spiritual gifts are awakening. We are on the right path, and there are strong spiritual forces around us. When fireflies appear, people begin to reassess their former opinions and perspectives. We begin to shine and sparkle. Opportunities to fulfill dreams, to inspire wonder, and to awaken greater hope. Remember that fireflies remind us that positive hope is a critical component to fulfillment and accomplishment. So, how does the firefly energy, all of the symbolism, what I just shared, how does it inspire you? And then to help you dive even deeper into what you need to focus on or connect with this week, here are some writing prompts, soul questions. You can use them as a journal prompt or just in a prompt to maybe answer in a voice note to yourself. Use them all or none. Just trust what resonates. So the first one could be, what answers have you been searching for that are already orbiting around you, just waiting for you to accept? And number two, write down all of the creative ideas that you have in your mind right now. And don't worry about the how, just get them out of your mind. And number three, describe the cracks within you that have allowed your light to shine. And number four, write down 5 things that you desire that feel impossible. And then read them to yourself as true statements in the present. And notice what happens. What happens within your body when you're reading them as true statements? These 5 things that you feel are impossible. And see what unfolds. Trust yourself to understand. This is a way to reconnect to your light by seeing your doubt in new ways. And what if you replaced it with hope? And that brings us to the end of this episode, this energy update for your week of March 23rd. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, please reach out. I love to hear from you. So many more of you have been reaching out since I've been asking. Ask and you shall receive. I guess that is true. But thank you to everyone who does. And yes, I love connecting with you. So go to the show notes. You'll see everything that I talked about there for you to explore. And yes, if you are curious about the key and beginning in April, go to the show notes and apply there. And if you subscribe or follow podcasts, please don't forget to subscribe or follow to mine. And if you feel called to give a little bit more support, you could share this episode with a friend or leave a review. That is also very, very helpful. So thank you again. Be extra kind to yourself and others. And I will talk to you next week.
Hi, Auntie Mary. I just wanted to say something very, very meaningful.